What up, Lost Ark Nation? It's your boy, Brother Chris, bringing you another epic video. Before I do, if you guys could subscribe to me, really trying to grow, it would mean the world, and it shows me that you guys like the videos I make, the information I show, and I love to make the videos, obviously. Just want to make what you guys like. Anyways, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a longer video. Instead of a short video like normal. Bet you'd never thought I'd say that, you know, Mr. Short Video. But this is going to be about the global honing buffs that came with the September Clown patch, which I'm completely surprised that we got, but it's a good thing that we did. And before we get into this, this is ultimately my opinion on the best places you should park. I mean, if you're here, you're looking for advice, and that's what this is, advice. Ultimately, you should do what makes you have the most fun in this game, because if you quit the game, then why does any of this matter, right? So ultimately, do what is going to bring you the most fun or happiness. This is just my opinion, you know, not legal advice, not financial advice. Hit the gym, hit the lawyer, Facebook up. Anyways, let's get into some actual content of the video here. So, I'm going to assume you currently have the old baseline, so to speak, of just keeping all your characters at 1370. As that is kind of the easy go-to spot we've had for the last month and a half or so. So we're going to look at the first thing that I got here is this little graphic showing these lovely amounts of gold that you get per thing. So if you have your characters at 1370 currently, which I'm just, like I said, I'm going to assume you all do, you're getting the gold from Aurea Hard Mode and Argos Phase 1, unless you buy an Argos bus. So let's assume you're buying the bus for 1000 G. That's very cheap, but, I mean, it exists. So you're getting a total of 1700 from Argos and 2100 from Aurea. That's it. Not a lot of gold at 1370. So Vault and Normal unlocks at 1450. But Brother Chris, you might say, we lose Aurea past 1400. Yes, my little kitten, you do. Now, Vault and Normal gives more gold than Aurea Hard Mode. If you'll take a look there, last I checked, 2500 is more than 2100, but it is a little bit more effort. That is for sure. Well, I'm not even sure anymore if you matchmake Aurea Hard Mode, but that's a topic for a different day. Anyways, 1415 gets rid of Aurea Hard Mode, and you're just at Argos P3 and Vault and Normal for gold. And then the last one is going to be vykas Normal, which you unlock at 1430. Which gives you a nice little chunk of change additional to the Vulcan and Argos pools of juicy moolah. So let's open up these graphics I've made of the lovely honing costs using the max roll calculator. I will link the calculator in the description below just in case you guys want to play around and see. But let's take a look at this first one, which is just going to be 1400. So it's going to cost you just under 4,000 gold in raw honing cost, 67k honor shards, about 200 fusion, 3,500 weapon, 10,000 blues, 300 leaps. And then this is obviously on an average scenario, optimal materials, so it's wanting you to buy the honing books as well. The weapon books, you need 9 of them and 36 armor books. This is on average again. So the total sum of costs, and I calculated this with NA West, LostArkMarket.com prices, so it's 57k in total gold cost value on average on NA West right this second. Now you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of gold to get to 1400. And it's, you know, it's a bit, but you have to keep in mind that a lot of these materials are going to be untradeable that you're just farming naturally on these characters anyways. So, really, you're just paying for the fusion mats and some shards. Like the crystals. because you're going to be using bound leapers. You're probably going to have some event books kicking around. You're for sure going to have the shards. I would not suggest buying shards unless you're really trying to do some crazy stuff. Now, let us swap over here to 1415. So 1415 is where we lose the Oreja gold and we gain Volton. So you'll notice this one is 87k, right? Wow, that's a lot of gold. Is that 87k in addition to the 59? No. This is 87k total from 1370. So this is honestly not that much of an increase, but it's also not that much of a gold increase, you'll notice. But you need to get to 1415 in order to get to the spot that I think ultimately you should sit your characters at for the long term if they're just going to be gold generating. And let's head over to these graphics, which is 1430. So this is going to be 168k gold worth of mats. A lot of those are going to come from the leap stones and the shards. In any case, you need what you need. 15k in raw honing costs. And you'll notice I have the semi-cheese here. I just picked the top 3, but realistically, if you're a DPS, you would want to hone your gloves, your shoulders, and your helmet. And if you're support, you'd want to hone your pants, chest, and shoulders. Leaving the weapon at 15. This is the cheaper method to get to 1430. You could also go all 16 on your gear instead of 3 pieces to 17. But going to all 15 is a given regardless, because now that we have the honing buff, then there's no reason to do the cheesy method we used to do, because it's just more expensive. But this is the cheap way to get to 1430, and then the more expensive way. It's not by that much, but it is a bit more expensive, and especially if you're buying crystals that cost significantly more, destruction crystals, like 8,000, 9,000 more or something. And those are much pricier than blues. But it is more expensive, noticeably so. So if this is just going to be your ult that you're just going to chill out with, again, I would do the cheap method. I would do helmet, gloves, and shoulders for DPS, chest, pants, and shoulders for support. What does all this mean for you, really, in the grand scheme of things? Well, you're going to have to put in the work to do the dungeons each week, or the Legion raids, I should say. As getting to 1430, I mean, you're not making the gold unless you're running the raids, right? But you also unlock Descaluda, and you also unlock about, I think it's about 10% more materials from Chaos Dungeons per Chaos Dungeon tier up. And going from 1370 to the 1415 one, you're getting about 20% more materials per Chaos Dungeon. So those add up over time as well. Don't sleep on those. And obviously going to Descaluda over Yoho is just an immediate win. You do not want to be at Yoho these days. But ultimately, again, the decision is completely yours. Because if you're not doing the things that are making you have fun, then you're just not going to play the game. And then why does any of this matter? You know what I mean? But yes, if you haven't caught on now, I think the best place to park your ult, if you just want it for gold and nothing else, is 1430. Eventually, because relic sets unlock at 1445, you're going to want to get it there eventually, just naturally, because it makes the class more fun. It brings it life. It brings it alive, so to speak. And then, I mean, obviously, if you like the character, you're going to want to push it up more naturally to begin with, you know? And sitting them at 1430 for a while is generating you about 7,700 raw gold per week, just from running your Argos, your Volton, and your Vykas normal. So, I mean, that's not a bad amount of gold every week just for doing 3 easy pieces of content. in addition to the boosted 14-15 Chaos Dungeon, and then also having the ability to do Descaludo instead of Yoho, maybe you won't be permanent rest bonus now. Now, for you crazy people like myself, who have characters past the first 6 that earn gold on your account, I still do think 14-15 as the new baseline is probably where I'm going to park all of my ults instead of 1370, even if they don't earn gold. Because, again, it gets us out of Yoho hell, it gives us more materials, and realistically, it doesn't cost that much more than where they're at now. It'll take a bit to pay them off, but when it starts to pay them off, you know, that's where they're going to chill forever. And if I ever get a stick up my butt and want to play them, then they're closer to 1445, which lets them actually be fun. Anyways, hopefully I made sense. Hopefully this was useful. Hopefully I didn't just ramble for 10-15 minutes or whatever this has been. I do hope I've given you at least some things to think about. In any case, this is your good friend, Brother Chris. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you dislike it. I will see y'all on the next one, brothers. Peace. I mean, bye!